Hello, my dear Patreon listeners. My God, the way your skin tastes. Like pepperonis.
Does
Not that
it?
good. You should wash. But still, I like you. And thanks for being here. This is the last podcast on the left. I'm sitting here with Ed Larson. My name's Henry Zabrowski. And we're sitting here with truly, I am more impressed with you the more I look at your stuff. Now I'm not talking about your body. I'm talking about your work. Because I've looked at this and this stuff is very interesting. And it's also, the kids like it.
Yeah.
But also I like it.
I dived in pretty hard last night. It's wild.
This is very interesting. I'm so excited to have you here. The filmmaker par excellence for the internet and soon to be for the silver screen. We have Kane Pixels of the Backrooms.
AKA Kane Parsons.
Yes.
Hey guys,
Or
thank you
just
so much for
Kane.
having me.
Kane.
Yeah, or just Kane.
Yeah, Kane.
I'm just a guy. I don't have a name.
Hell yeah.
I like this. I look at you. You're in fluorescent light. You look like you're in the back rooms
Yes.
right now, and you're frightening me.
Oh, thank you.
This is all.
That's what I try to do.
I'm really afraid it's gonna be one of those where I'm gonna blink. I'm gonna be in front of one of those weird grates. Very frightening. It's really, honestly, extremely frightening. But you created. Well, you worked with the idea, which I guess was sort of a collective idea, right? But they say an internet urban legend, but more so it was kind of like a series of kind of spooky images.
Yeah,
The
I
OG
can break it down.
Backrooms. Yes,
Yeah, I can
please.
break it down if you like. I don't know. Okay, so just like the and stop me if you've heard this before, or maybe this is good for the audience. It originated in a very unconventional way. This idea of the backrooms, where it initially started as basically somebody took a photo of really just what looked like. I mean, many of you have probably seen the original backrooms photo. It's just kind of like an off yellow, dingy, unrenovated backspace with like 50 different wallpapers all clashing against each other, like horrible, ugly fluorescence with like stained ceiling tiles. And someone took that. It ended up on 4chan. No one knows where it came from, just given the nature of the site. It's all anonymous. And that ended up getting reposted to another board along with a caption that, again, another anonymous user added, which basically outlined this premise, which is like the one that most people know, like the one that you typically or originally accompanied that image, which is I somehow don't have it memorized verbatim, but it's essentially saying like if you no clip out of reality in the wrong areas, which for those who don't know is like a gaming / 3D design term, where if you just like move through like phase through a physical object, if you no clip out of reality in the wrong areas, you will end up in the backrooms, where it's just this infinite, never ending, basically just what you see in that image. It's like you're stuck in the backrooms of an empty Sears forever.
Yeah,
in
it
all
reminds me.
directions.
I was on a show you called Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell, and it is sort of similar in the aspect of a almost commercial hellscape that
Yeah.
you go to, where it's a series of almost cubicles, looks almost the liminal spaces.
Yeah, liminal spaces.
That's
It
the
looks
term that's
like,
popped up. Yep.
Yes.
It looks like society at one point was thriving, and now it's dying, and we're stuck fending through what's left. Is what
Yeah, you're like
how
in the
what I
corpse
kind of
of
felt.
this thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's all fucked up and super scary. Lots of dark imagery. I fucking love what you're doing. I think it's great.
your the original short film blew my mind,
Yeah.
just in terms of realizing
Well,
how
because
good
you
it was
love
all.
found footage horror.
Well, I do, but I also was really impressed with the digital build.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That's really where a lot of my background is. I've been picking away at. It initially started with just After Effects. I would use some like Element 3D for those who dabble, know what that is. But around the time during the pandemic is when I had a bunch of free time. I was still in high school. I mean, the pandemic hit when I was in my freshman year of high school, and in that time, which I mean, for me, just given my age, that feels so long ago now because just time goes so slowly right now. It's starting
Yeah.
to pick up. It's definitely going very fast right now, the past like
Oh
two
man,
years.
it's so much of
But
life. It's just like, oh, that was like 6 high schools, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like,
yeah,
wow.
no, I'm fully.
I've been alive for like 8 presidents. That's what I realized.
That's something I'm seeing more and more, and it's something I've had like a fixation on for a long time to this accelerating passage of time. But
Yeah.
with that, I initially got my start on YouTube like well, I don't want to say my start because I'd been around for a while. I started my channel in 2015 doing like Minecraft Let's Plays and like whatever like 8-year-old kids do on the
Mhm.
internet.
But this is like you were already
but
being like, I'm gonna make stuff. I'm gonna make
yeah,
movies.
yeah, I've had that instinct for a while. It just kind of it wasn't as defined until I would say around middle school and high school when I started really pushing out CGI driven like science fiction horror films. And that led to I did this little mini web series. I guess I would call it a series. It's more like a I don't know, an extended art piece of little vignettes from the Attack on Titan series. If you're
Yes.
Yes,
familiar with
very
that,
cool stuff. I watched
where
those last night. I loved them, dude. You
oh,
fucking
thank
rocked
you.
that
And
shit.
he
Thank you.
he has no
I have no idea what the hell Attack on
has
Titan
no
is, but
idea.
I was very captivated by what you created.
I appreciate it. Yeah, that was like the
Dude,
first
you were talking I just wish that you could even understand what a breakthrough it is for this ham hock of a man
Yes.
to embrace Attack on Titan fan-made content.
Well, if
like
I-
that's how good that's what you did. You made this man on think about anime.
Yeah, man. It's usually just ham and, you know,
I'm so sorry.
dogs.
Yeah, it's just like tits and dogs. That's all he watches.
well, that's an honor, truly. Yeah, with that, it was really my attempt to like take. I was more of a reader than a watcher of the anime. I read the manga and like I tried to uh, take the feeling that I got from that body of work that I felt like was kind of lost in the anime and lost in like the broader community where when reading it, it feels a lot more gloomy and really quite the anime injects sort of like an epicness to it almost, which
Yes.
I never really personally connected with. So I just tried to like come back from that and just make my own little thing that had that feeling to it, and it really took off. That's what like took my channel from I think it was like 20,000, which is not an insignificant
No, it's
number, but,
great.
like it took it from 20,000 to 200,000. So it that's what really made me realize like YouTube could be a viable way forward, and that was the beginning of 2021. And then later that year on Thanksgiving, I decided to because I was familiar with the Backrooms as a meme like since 2019, since it first surfaced. And it wasn't huge back then, but it definitely over the years into the pandemic sort of permeated, made its way around. Everyone
Oh, the liminal space thing took over in
Yes.
2020. Yeah.
yeah, it did. And it sort of, although reviewing trends, not as much as it did in 2022, but it sort of bled around everywhere. Everyone was kind of vaguely aware of it. They probably saw some things on, I'm not on TikTok, but TikTok is where a lot of this stuff kind of melded together.
Were you just interested, or what was it about it that struck a chord with you?
I think okay, so on a few fronts, I was never the biggest like diehard liminal space fan in quotes, whatever that means. I would
Such a
definitely
funny.
like,
That is such a funny concept of like, I'm a huge liminal space fan.
I just like empty rooms.
Oh, you're a liminal space fan? Name 4 liminal spaces that your favorite.
believe me, that's a thing. That's a thing. I have been very online for the past couple years, and I've seen a lot of people in this space. And believe me, some people know like the exact hex codes of every pixel of every image of.
Have you ever even
I mean-
been to a train station? Stuff like that. Be like, no,
Wait until you find about the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, but continue. I'm sorry.
So those videos, like videos of like liminal spaces with eerie music or like Minecraft music playing over them, like nostalgic / creepy / whatever. I would get those on my YouTube page every now and again over the course of like 2020, 2021, that period, which is really not a ton of time. But those soaked into my psyche. They were alluring for reasons that were hard to explain, and I think that's what most people felt. Like the whole idea is that it kind of connects with you on a very unconscious or at least like it resonates, but you can't quite explain why, and that's why people find it so interesting.
Dude,
like now,
that's my shit. I fucking hate when a horror movie over explains. Like, don't explain
Yeah.
it. It's better a mystery. And that's why your shit freaks me out. Because I'm watching it and I'm like, there's no rhyme or reason to any of this. It's just like, I mean, maybe there is and I'm an idiot, which happens to me all the
there
time.
is, but it's
But
intended
the,
to be buried.
Yeah, it's buried. When you do that, because we were remarking upon your ability to create dread in a very, because that's what liminal spaces do, right? That's the whole thing, is that it's a unfinished, it's the valley, it's uncanny, it's a weird place, it's where things drift in between. Obviously, we're all kind of, but what you did, like, can you actually talk to me about the filmmaking process of working in a fully digital world like that? Because I'll tell you, Skinamarink wishes it was the Backrooms.
oh my God. The whole time I was
Skinamarink
watching it. I
can
mean,
eat my
this is our opinion, not yours.
I wish I could commentate. I haven't seen Skinamarink.
Don't keep
let it
working. Keep doing what you're doing.
Don't watch it. You don't
I
need to
kinda
be
wanna-
inspired by
Why are
it.
you even talking to us? Get back to
It's
work.
horse shit.
I kind of want to watch it now.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, that reaction is pretty intense. And,
It is. That's why people like it. But
Yeah.
what do you think is like? What's your little trick? What's the
okay,
trick? Do you,
so Blender. I use Blender. It's a free software. I use that for all my 3D visuals. I work on just this one laptop. I mean, if you see my workspace, it's a standing desk with this one laptop. That's it. I mean, I have some cameras as well, but only in recent years have I sort of picked those up from like the money the YouTube stuff has made. Average budget for the stuff I make is like maybe $10 to $0 beyond like the starting cost of the laptop itself. And
Amazing.
more recently, I've been using like overseas render farms because it's been getting pretty intense, turning stuff out in a timely manner. But let me think, like I would say creatively, like the way I did that first Backrooms short, it was more funny enough considering how it's like the thing I'm most known for now. It was originally just kind of like a palette cleanser exercise I did for myself,
that's
where I was
where all that shit is. It's always in the
it
thing you
always
don't
it always seems to happen that way. Yeah. I was tired from doing the Attack on Titan videos, felt like I had exhausted that. I was looking at some liminal space images, just thought to myself, because I've always had a very strong personal relationship with just like locations and buildings. And I mean, it's not like a hugely stated thing, but you know, like I guess maybe it's being sentimental, or maybe it's just having an appreciation for the way design can affect emotion and like the flow of human traffic and things like that. But those things have always just been like underlying themes in my life. And so I think that's probably why liminal spaces and whatever you want to call it connect with me so much. It's sort of like you appreciate a living room, you appreciate a kitchen, you appreciate a bedroom, but you don't usually appreciate like the hallway going there. It feels like it's almost like if you're thinking of these as people, they're like the people who don't get any credit for upholding the whole infrastructure of human civilization in a way, which is like such a weird way to humanize it, but that's kind of the feeling that I got. And I mean, you can take that for like abandoned places too, like places that it feels like that place wants to be maintained and remembered, but instead it's just rotting. So it's kind of the same feeling. But I looked at that original Backrooms image, thought, can I evoke the same emotion in a video form? Because I haven't seen any videos really of like these are all stationary images. What if I tried to capture this feeling in Blender? Did that. Posted a little teaser to Instagram because it was just going to be like a 15-second shot initially. People liked it, and then from there I decided to just make a whole short around that one shot. It's the shot of if you remember it, the chair flying and hitting the wall. That was the first ever one I did, and I never like redid it or anything. I just left that in and built the rest of the short and both ends around it.
cool.
And then it did very well. I did not expect it at all. I expected it to majorly underperform. And from there, I can get more into the technical stuff. Like, sorry, I have a tendency to go a little off rails with this, but
No, please. That's why that's the purpose of this.
Please treat us like total morons.
We're morons.
I want to learn everything about what you're doing, because not only is it incredibly successful, but it fucking shook me to my core last night.
Yeah, he got really deep in.
And so I think it's amazing. I love, and I kind of, if I'm catching what you're saying here is you liked the liminal thing and you saw it and you're like, I can fucking do that. And then you did, and you nailed it. And it were kind of like, it reminds me of like, it's not necessarily what you are want to do with the rest of your life. I'm guessing here, but you're better at it than anyone else. And it reminds me a lot, and this is a crazy comparison, but how fucking Bob Dylan started. He wasn't a protester, but he was listening to the protest music. He's like, I can write better protest music than that.
And then became one.
And then became the best at it.
That's
and it's like, and so that's what I'm kind of sensing from you. And what you're doing right now is terrifying. But I'm curious, does it scare you, your art, or do you just find it cool? It's kind of like what I kept thinking of the whole time I'm watching. I'm like, are you just sitting behind a computer like freaking out, or are you just enjoying it?
That's happened before. It's more the and also that Bob Dylan comparison is quite high praise. But the making of it has kind of recently become more technical, I would say, as it becomes more of a job. That's something
Yes.
I've been thinking about. And every now and then there'll be a project where it does feel more fluid and more alive in a way where it's kind of like I'm interacting with a thing outside myself. That can be said very heavily for the series I did after Backrooms. Well, I'm still doing Backrooms, but it's kind of the movie deal has caused the YouTube end of it to kind of pause. But I'm all of that started to pick up like right now in my own life. I don't know when this podcast will go out, but like it's coming back to my life now and hopefully back to YouTube in the nearish future. But the series I did after that was called The Oldest View. I would consider that my best work to date, probably more than Backrooms. But it's the mall one that I made a tiny hint at earlier, which I can talk about in a moment because it's the one the production of that is probably the most interesting to talk about and kind
We
of
just talked about it. We just watched it. It's fucking awesome. One thing I do want to ask before we go into the other projects, because there's other stuff like I'm 40 now. Okay. So back in the day when I started doing comedy and shit, a lot of what I did a lot of experimental stuff. And one of the things that I worked on for many, many years, literally for almost 4 or 5 years, was an ARG that was deeply embedded in a Twitter account called Horse eBooks. Essentially, it was called first one was This Is My Milwaukee, and then it was Bear Stearns Bravo. We did this very large internet piece. And one of the biggest issues was afterwards, it got some attention. Industry people wanted to hear about it. And they were all like, we love your creativity. What can we do to just steal you? Like we don't want to take, we don't care. How can we put Reese Witherspoon in it? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of like the idea. When you go into with this powerful audience and this idea, when you go into these meetings, when you go into this show business world, where you have a bunch of people that are really excited to take your best stuff and leave you a hulking, just a literal pauper and a dead person on the side of the road. I just want to remind you that. I just want to put that in your head.
Don't trust any of them.
Don't trust them.
No. They're basically robbing me at gunpoint.
Yes, but when you go to pitch them on this, what do you say? Like, what's the Backrooms movie pitch? Like, when you go in to bring it, like, how do you take it outside of the world it exists in?
Well, I can't speak confidently on that because I did that when I was 16. It's been a number of years now. They pretty much reached out within a month or so of that first short going up.
Were they like, oh my God, you're fucking 16? Was that like the first reaction? They're like, oh God.
I imagine so, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we
sure can really steal from them now.
Yeah, it was either that or they're trying to figure out how to take the IP, but like maybe find someone else to deal with things. But since
don't you want this flaming hot Cheeto jacket? Don't you want to ride in the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile? You know,
But I mean, the conversation since then, I can't say that with any degree of confidence. Everyone I know personally and everyone I've been working with for a number of years now at Atomic Monster, 21 Labs, and more recently, but still, it's been like a year now, A24 and Churn, and like everyone that I've interfaced with has been great and
wonderful.
The intention is fully for me to maintain creative control on this project, and it's going in a very healthy direction right now. We had some slowdowns in the past year, like due to the strikes, and then just human complications and
Takes
things
fucking
happen
forever.
But
yeah.
But I would say, all things considered, like looking at how long some films like the Five Nights at Freddy's movie took, like that. I remember being a Five Nights at Freddy's fan when I was like in fourth grade and hearing about this movie deal they were making, and I was so excited to see it. And then it only came out in end of 2023. So like the fact that we're already right now, I mean, I'm saying this informally, this could mean nothing, but like personally from where I'm standing, we're approaching pre-production pretty quickly right now.
That's awesome.
So it's looking good. So I would say that this has been done in a very timely manner.
Is Reese Witherspoon in it?
Decline to comment.
Sounded like there's still a chance. I want to talk.
But yeah, I usually I've developed the mindset of whenever, because I have been like discussing, turning The Oldest View, that other series, into a film, and just other things. I've been doing other projects on the side with other companies, and I've really sort of cracked down on trying to make sure that because I can make a living off YouTube and because I don't really need to be doing this other stuff for any reason other than like, unless I really want a bunch of money to fund something specific, which I kind of do right now. It's otherwise just kind of experience. I'm new to this world and I want to get a lay of the land and understand why, if I would rather be doing YouTube than something in the studio space, like I want to understand the pros and cons a little more fully. Because right now it's mostly theoretical for me. To an extent.
Smallest little piece of advice I could give you is wherever you can skip having a boss, do that.
Yeah. I think that goes for most things.
Yes, that's where I would skip if you can not have one. That's what I would do. But
Yeah.
I looked at The Oldest View, and it's really cool. Like I was saying something along the lines to this to a producer even recently. The idea of like what it really feels is it's stuff made for people that are on the internet but are not morons on the internet. Like it's stuff that is scary on the computer.
Speaking of morons on the internet, The Oldest View, exactly what you're saying, was picked up, or at least like the first part where I don't know how much of it you've seen, but there's this hole in the middle of the woods that leads to this staircase that goes down and down and down into the earth and then leads to this shopping center, this mall, which, for context is a 1-for-1, I'll get to this in a moment if you guys want, a 1-for-1 remake of the Valley View Mall that was in Dallas, recently demolished in the past couple of years.
Were you not talking about this recently, I think, or saw someone put up a diagram of, someone did a whole thing they mapped?
Well, that was probably me or my team.
The scariest part of that whole video was me. I was just like, "Oh man, is he gonna have to walk back up these stairs?"
There's a couple videos. There's a couple videos, but
Fat man's nightmare.
He's gone too far.
No! Oh God, you'll never get up now.
Stop going.
We're having to run up those stairs.
Just do what I do. You get on your hands and knees and you got to scoot.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
But no, anyway, to cut to the chase on that, a little like 1 minute, 2 minute, I don't know, it varied in length, clip of that first video or technically second video, where the character Wyatt finds this hole, and it's all just like handheld iPhone footage, tried to make it as shitty and naturalistic as possible. Like it's really just like a poorly edited urban exploration vlog with like overly loud music and stuff, and then just bad audio mixing. So I really tried to make it authentic, and it worked. Even though I've got my nitpicks, it seemed to have worked slightly too well because it ended up making its way to some Facebook conspiracy groups and Instagram as well. And I even got it in my own feed where there were a few reposts that got more views than my upload, like by a significant margin. And they were all like the log line was basically, these are Joe Biden's human trafficking tunnels that lead to a mall, and people were
he couldn't get down the stairs.
Convinced.
He gets lost going to the bathroom.
Yeah, he can get down there.
Oh God, but yeah, that was fascinating to see, and I can't believe most of the people in the comments are real people. But
dude,
it's like thousands and thousands all convinced this is real footage.
The wild conspiracy theories I have seen form about me in front of my own eyes are amazing.
Yeah,
and it's like something that you'll get to experience. Is there?
Yeah, Henry's a CIA plant.
I am.
Nice.
Just so you know.
I
can help you too. You want to meet with the bureau?
Oh, I already have.
They're fun guys. You'll like these guys.
Yes, they are.
But this is I don't even want to know how you plan to put The Oldest View into a movie, because that sounds like surprising as hell, and it sounds very, very interesting. The other one, the first one that also really takes my interest is People Still Live Here. Is really extremely. This is all extremely like
very new.
When you made this, Do you make this within the world of what I like you seem to be doing is that you specifically are using like the old programs too, right? Like using the old stuff to make it look downgraded kind of?
What I do for Backrooms is it's all updated technology, the latest version of After Effects and Blender and everything. Like that's all new. But then, and I try to make it look as real as possible. But then I do a decent amount of post processing in After Effects, and then, but the VHS, the older quality that you get is from me just literally converting it through a VHS tape and recording it back out. So it's
cool.
It's until recently it's been very difficult to fake that look. With the oldest view, it's like trying to emulate iPhone footage, and like what I do for that is like add digital noise and then add a denoising algorithm over that, and then add a little bit of more digital noise on top of that, and the compression kind of just takes care of it and sharpen it a little bit as well. But it looks like that's like what like iPhone 7s do. Where it gives off a similar look. With People Still Live Here, that is, well, I don't want to say too much because it's a very new project, and right now I'm kind of just letting it speak for itself. It's done in Blender. I'm cheating the game engine thing. It's not really, although it would be very fun at some point to try to fund a little indie project of making that game, because it's I have a full plan for like what it could be, but yeah, that's all faking with modern technology.
Well, you're headed towards making a game, right?
Yeah, of course. I'm not a huge gamer because I just don't have time these days, but like that's where a lot of my instincts come from. Like I played
it reminds
Portal,
me
for
of
example,
Wolfenstein.
like 800 times.
Yeah, you do. A lot of this stuff is reminiscent of video games in the best way. It's an actual accurate portrayal of what it sort of feels like to play a video game, mixed with, there's something about that. I feel like that's kind of why it works. It feels like you're watching a thing that was scary that you found yourself over the shoulder of somebody else while they're playing through it. Like there's something yeah, it feels like a shared experience.
I think that puts it pretty well. I consume a lot of, like, I've grown up online consuming a lot of what's the best way to describe it? Like second person content where you're hearing, discussion of, like, rather than watching a full web series. And this is sometimes, this is bad consumption hygiene, but like, listening to someone talk about a web series rather than actually watching the web series. I grew up doing that, so it's kind of just baked into my brain, and that's what a lot of people do too. So like the instincts are there for a lot of people, and so the stuff I put out kind of makes sense in that way. And but a lot of the time, I am kind of making these things with the intention that this episode may be a little hard to follow if you're just like a passive viewer, or even someone who is more dedicated to like trying to understand what's going on. But it's meant to fit together in the collection of like 50 videos that then someone else can concisely talk about in under 30 minutes. And so like the whole thing kind of bundles together into a like the art project extends some of the, I'll add information in the metadata of certain files you have to download. And while I don't do a lot of ARG stuff, like that's more interactive, like the goal isn't to make the stories interactive exactly. I do like including elements of the story in non-video media where you kind of have to, look outside, maybe research some real world things a decent bit to get answers. And because for me,
I love that stuff.
Yeah, I like having a strong root to reality in the stuff I do. That's important to me.
Do you do urban exploring, like personally? Do you go to like closed down malls and walk around?
You doing them Pokemon Goes?
I've done not Pokemon Go. I've done to an extent, but any real urban explorer would, have my head if I tried to.
What do you do for fun when you're not working?
Yeah.
What's that?
When you're not, do you not?
Not work. What? Huh?
You get out there? You getting crazy?
I go clubs. I go hiking.
Oh
yeah, the crazy stuff happens out there too. You never know.
Bring water.
You never know. Like that's the one thing. I'm almost watching you. You work so hard. This is so much work.
Yes, and you do it all alone, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, for the most part, yeah. All the Backrooms. I mean, there's like every now and again, I will, bring in a voice actor or an actor or assistant with modeling. Like with the oldest view, the mall took like 5-6 months to get done because we're trying to like make a one-for-one reconstruction of this real mall that really existed but doesn't anymore. So we had to like pull blueprints from Dallas City Hall and like scan them and like get them all, comb over like hundreds of thousands of images and clips from like old Facebook photos and
then
like
what did
assemble.
You just
this
made
whole
them in
place.
digital? Like you made them in digital? Like that's all a digital build?
Yeah, it was like a lot of the structure was thanks to a just someone I met on my Discord server who I've been friends with for like 1 or 2 years now, who's around my age. His username's corrupt. I mean, he doesn't even go by his real name. Like it's all just there's a lot of people in that space who are very, very talented who have
Oh, I bet.
uh time and time again sort of like, helped with little things here and there on my projects. I would say that's the biggest, like that was a big help. He really knocked it out of the park with a lot of like lining everything up and making sure all of these separate like wings of the mall all come together properly and each shop is assembled. Like the topology is great and it doesn't break the computer. So that's really cool. But yeah, when it comes to like that's just like there's no textures or anything. I don't know how familiar you are with, 3D work. I don't want to like bore you guys with the minutia of it, but
We're
you
just
know,
stupid.
Yeah.
it's kind of like
We're the
sculpting
town.
out of clay, I guess. Like
Thank you.
I
Thank
maybe have
you.
parts
I
of
know
that.
clay. You can eat it. Sometimes you can form into a thing that looks like a dick and balls, and you can put it inside of your butt. Continue.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's kind of just like the shell of a place. There's maybe it doesn't look real at all. It's just like flat
Yeah.
and gray. And then I would go through and, add all the photoreal texturing and everything, like adding the glass, adding the details, adding the fire sprinklers, the little props, the potted plants, the little bits of dirt on the floor, the lighting, and then obviously like moving a camera through it and rendering it, and boom, you've got lifelike footage on a really cheap budget because Blender is awesome.
Would the big dream be to have a big built set? Or do
Yeah,
you want to
yeah,
keep it
I would-
digital? Would you want it?
I don't want to keep it digital. I like digital, and God, we're totally neglecting the whole subject matter of what AI is going to do to this industry and
Oh,
like what
it's
I do
gonna-
specifically. I
It's
don't
going to
like.
be interesting.
It's not fun for me. I don't enjoy it in the same way, but like it's going to be really hard to swim against the current in the next 5 years. So we'll
I've-
see. I'm going to try to stick it out as much as I can.
My view is that humans will still choose human. And the AI,
I would assume so most of the time.
Yeah, and the AI will
If we know the difference.
be its own thing. But I still feel like AI is going to take a minute for it to really fool us.
Oh
Because
yeah.
most of the things still look like too wet. They
Yeah,
all
the
look
fingers
too
are too
fake.
long,
The
yeah.
fingers are wrong. Like we're not there yet for it to.
No, for
fully-
sure. It's definitely going to take a bit more time, but I'm thinking what it's going to be like 20 years from now and like trying to
Yes.
work around that and try to pave a way for something that is more that can live on through that era. But
Yeah.
but really there's so many unknown unknowns right now that it's, one day at a time. But yeah, I mean, the idea of having a fully built set of a place like that sounds amazing. That's awesome.
That'd be
It's
cool.
different than the process I have now because like you get into a real, and I should clarify that I've done my fair share of live action, quote unquote, filmmaking in
Yeah.
like throughout my life. Like I don't exclusively, it's not like I'm just hunched over a computer. I mean, I use a standing desk actually, guys.
Yeah,
as you may
yeah,
be able to
yeah,
see.
yeah. Oh, that's
But,
a good
um,
idea.
I'm actually very healthy. I go outside all the time and I talk to people. I have a life, but the the way that I do things is very independent and very like you get a sort of muscle memory for it where if you want to adjust the camera motion mid shot, you can just go into the graph editor and sort of reprogram the exact minor
So interesting.
like and it looks real like real footage, but you have a lot of control there and you can sort of program it all. And I guess that can be said, like on real sets, there's a lot of programmable robotic tools now that you can use to program real cameras in that way. So
But I think
some
you're
of that
gonna like it.
translates.
I think
yeah,
you're gonna like it because
I do
are
like
you
some of
now
it, what I've seen.
experimenting with cameras? Like, you really getting into that? Like,
Yeah,
with
a
the
bit.
next projects? Like, are you? It's like, how is that going? Like, because you're directing this movie.
Mhm. Correct.
Which is it's so impressive.
Dude, is there any kind of? Are you trying to train yourself up at all? Like, are you trying to figure out a way to learn on the fly?
Well,
Are you shadowing anybody? Are you doing any of that?
I've done a bit of all of that, a little bit. I feel, I mean, it's going to be a learning experience one way or another. I mean, something like this, you can't really be ready for if you haven't done it yet and don't know exactly what to be ready for.
Yes.
But I feel comfortable in where I'm at now. I feel like if this was what we have for the film right now, I feel comfortable because I know that if I was doing it on my own, I mean, barring like having the actors available, I feel comfortable that I could do it, on an indie level. and like knowing specifically how I would do it, just taking that and applying it to this larger level. And a lot of the conversation is how can we sort of integrate my workflow into this film and sort of, there's certain things that are foreign to me, like the idea of spending thousands and thousands and thousands on a single shot, or,
Oh, yes.
like just, I don't know what some other examples are, but like,
Blake
there's,
Lively.
there's a bunch of things that I don't.
Even having to deal with Blake Lively, you gotta be careful. Justin Baldoni. A lot of drama.
But I feel like if you wanted to, you could make a feature-length film that everyone would want to see for like $3,000. And that's why it's got to be hard to like get this budget and then like, all right, what the fuck am I going to do with all this money when I can just make this thing how I want to make it? And so I'm very excited to see what you end up coming out with. And I don't know if you're watching it right now, but right now, one of the hottest shows in the world is Severance.
Yeah, I've been watching it since it premiered, season 1.
Yeah, and it reminds me a lot of what you're doing, but to be honest, I kind of like what you're doing more.
Well, the other one doesn't have all these other people
Really?
smack on their lips.
I love Severance.
I like it's good. I enjoy it, but it falls in that same problem that I said that this is a personal opinion. I'm sure,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, but what I like about what you do as opposed to Severance is I have to create it in my head, and that scares me. Severance just lays it out for you, kind of. But like, I feel like with you, I have to discover what my own fears are, and I love that.
Yes.
And it's like I feel like I'm a character in your art, whereas in Severance, it's being performed for me.
Yes.
Yeah, I suppose that is what makes it go a decent way for people. I mean, part of it is just being, first person. I watch a lot of body cam footage, whether it's like
He loves it.
Yeah, like all my stuff.
any form of first person extended, like 2 hours of just like nonstop video in some sort of stressful scenario. Which isn't to say that I love seeing people in horrible situations, guys. It's so fun to get on my popcorn and watch like cartel beheading videos. That's not
But I
what
do-
I'm getting
I
at
do
here.
It's
but-
our whole business.
that's what I do.
You're talking to the guys.
Yeah, you're talking to the guy. I do that. I'm 40, man. It doesn't stop. I've been doing it since your age.
Okay,
I'm
well, this is a
literally
safe space, so
continuing to do the same shit for 20 years.
good. I feel
It doesn't
supported
go
now.
Yeah, it doesn't go well.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of that has just kind of seeped into the way I do things, and that results in like it's kind of the stuff I do exercises that same muscle where you're really able to treat it like a video game that you're watching in a way where like I found a lot of the times like people you're right, it does like you get into it, you project yourself onto whoever's holding the camera, and it feels like the camera, because I try to intend it to be this way, it typically follows the path that most people would choose to take.
Yeah.
So it feels like almost like they're seeing exactly what they want to see in the order they
Yes.
want to see it. To an extent, like obviously it's a controlled experience. Like I don't want to get too out there with that concept, but but I mean the film, I mean, in a twist of fate here, is not found footage. I mean, there's going to be elements of that in it,
Great.
but it's taking, because the series at large for Backrooms, for better or for worse, like the vision I've always had with it is that it's not inherently a horror project. Like you're
Yeah.
saying before, like I don't get scared by the Backrooms. Like I never have. It's always been more of an intriguing concept for me. Like
Yeah, that's what I like.
like very much like the thing that's like the earliest thing that I ever really compared it to, and I think still holds true for me, is like when, and maybe you guys can relate to this, like having a dream of, like I have dreams that have like a strong emphasis on the buildings and the places wherever I am, and I like
Yeah.
to like I wake up disappointed that I wasn't able to see more of that place or just spend more
Understand.
time in it. Or like waking up in like your house and you think it's your house and it's kind of like your house, but then in the morning you wake up, reflect on the dream, and realize that like the design of your house was way off and it like wasn't it at all.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I was like waiting in line to get inside.
Yeah, it's kind of channeling that same thing. And back when I started doing this, that was when like generative AI was much sloppier, and you had bulks and bulks of these images of like places that looked off. And if you've ever seen those images where it's like try to name one thing in this picture and it's all just incoherent gibberish.
Yeah.
That was when like that was the poster child of AI. I mean, obviously it's come a long, long way from there, but that along with the dream anecdote I just gave kind of helped shape that feeling of just wanting to, just being fascinated by this and trying to work your way around kind of like a kind of almost like a hallucinated space in a way where the
Well, wait,
details are like like
One
a
day,
solidified, like a calcified hallucination in a way. Like
and
it's a
imagine
hallucination.
how much the medium will change
Wait,
once we fully have headpieces and have hardware that we will be wearing on
I think
some
that's
level.
the medium I'm really working up towards here. I think my dream medium would be able to just like, give people psychotic episodes with this stuff, like fully Neuralink it.
You're almost
But
there.
Like that's just this is the kind
I
of
mean,
energy
you
we
don't even
need.
know how many times that's actually happened. I'm sure so many people have gotten down in the back rooms and just fucking flipped out.
What's the new Google goggles, the new ones that they're having coming out because now they have the pictures because now you could take a picture on the new iPhone, you could take a picture that you could walk into,
Really?
that if you have the
um,
headset, it's called a picture setting that you can put it in and then it's almost like a 3D environment within a
like
headset.
like Gaussian splatting or photo
Something I
scanning
forgot
or
what the hell it's called. It's like that, but we're right on the verge of it.
Mhm.
And I think that stuff like what you're doing is going to show what I hope is the actual creative end of these things. That it's not just about like it really isn't about necessarily like getting your work organized or a production thing. It's like I think no, I think it's way more like understanding more of an extension of what reality is, which is a game, the thing that just played on the back of our eyeballs, and then now we're just gonna exteriorize it using hardware.
Yeah, I'd
Which will
say
be
so. I mean, that's the same can be said for a lot of things right now because we're just approaching such a strange time with what technology can achieve for us and what kind of previously unspoken ideas it can unlock.
And the gap
kind of
is so
solidify.
fun. The gap right now is so fun. It's so like bad. You know what I mean? Like they're not good at it
It's
yet.
Yeah.
yeah, I do like it. Like right now, like I know I enjoy where we're at right now, even though so many things are horrible. I do like that it's not like we're the perfect, like I feel very lucky to have been born when I was to see technology increase at the rate that it has, where, it's such extreme growth, but not to the degree that our way of life has been fully like reset and trashed and transformed into something different, which, fair chance we'll see in the next 60 years or so.
Yeah.
We'll see something massive happen. But it feels like right now, like from now to 2005, which is when I was born, like it's been a decent stretch of like the internet is fun and interesting, and you can do really cool things if you work hard, but you can't just press a button and have it done instantly for you yet. And I still have hesitation that would ever really be the case, like not for a while at least. Like the idea of, like the straw man that's like, oh,
They'll
anyone
make a
can just go on
movie.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
make a
like
movie
that
with Ben
feels a
Affleck.
little.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's possible. It is possible, but just I don't see it happening for quite a while. And I think if that's possible, we've got bigger issues on every front. So I'm hopeful I won't have to deal with that for a long time, if ever.
Part of me also thinks people will look at it for a second, and the first thing they'll do it once, and we're like, "Oh, that was fun," and never do it again. It's gonna be. I feel
Yeah,
like it's gonna be stuff like that.
I mean, I don't use AI in my work for the most part. I mean, there's little things that speed up the process here and there. I mean, I use ChatGPT to organize notes and stuff like that
Yeah,
because
oh
it
yeah,
is
that's
useful
different.
in
That's a
many
tool.
ways. Like, yeah, it's a tool. I use it as a tool,
That's
not
like a
as
calculator.
a paintbrush typically. Like, I would say like the most artistic use I have for it is if I want to generate a mugshot of a background character or something like that, and I don't want to have to uh, and I want a person that you can't trace exactly, like someone who isn't a real person. Like something like that, I find is useful for background details
Oh
sometimes.
yes.
But even then, I'm hesitant to do that simply because it becomes an issue of like if this artist used AI here, then what else did they use it on? And can we trust that any of this was a deliberate choice, or are they just letting AI make all of these arbitrary decisions for them?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so like that is something like anyone listening to this in my audience, like don't worry, I'm very uh aware that there's a strong like I wouldn't want AI to make all those choices for me because the moment that I start having it do the backgrounds of, even something that I modify myself, like if I let it model something, typically the expectation is that every decision in that model was made for a reason and you can read into it and you can theorize on it and it's all
Yes,
kind
of
of part of a
course.
world. But our understanding with AI is that like it's just kind of doing what it thinks looks right. I mean, it doesn't think anything, but like it's just following a pattern. And so if this character that it generates has like a radio thing right here, a radio pack, like it doesn't really have a reason for that. There's no story relevance. You can't theorize on it, and like you get no intellectual value out of it because you know it was just kind of a fluke.
And I think that's the key, is to constantly send these messages. This is the difference. The difference is the consciousness within it. AI can write a song. It didn't go through an emotional experience in order to have the emotional, like, bank account to write that song. It can make a joke, but it didn't go through these things. So I still feel like that's where we will, as a people, eventually not be into it. Because you are showing very interesting how you can take the very edges of this technology and make a very unique and creative world. And it's just fucking awesome to see. Because
I can't be clear enough though. My stuff does not utilize AI in any meaningful way. I just have to say those words. I have to say those words so there's no confusion for anyone.
Good, yeah. No, it's mostly just understanding that that's what you're saying. That's what AI takes from us. Are these little choices?
Yeah,
the little things that make a thing. Why have a director? What's the point? That's what a director does. They make all the little choices. But I think you're gonna do great.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. I hope so.
I think you're gonna do great.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you're smart.
Yes,
you go in there.
It's very impressive. I wish my my nephews spoke like you, but
oh God, when I was fucking 19, what did I do?
Can you do us a favor?
I was so drunk.
When we die, will you take care of our wives?
Can you put me in the back rooms when I die? Can you please just program me in there?
I feel like that, like, hopefully that's a while from now, and you can just give them chatbots or something of you guys.
That's honestly,
that would be very helpful, and I appreciate
that. They really like that. They would really like that. Also, one game I also want to bring up. Do you ever play Amori? Do you ever play any of those games?
I know of it, but I haven't.
I just feel like that's like right in this.
I know fans of it, and I think it is, from what I have gathered, kind of in the same space.
You're gonna make amazing video games, Doug.
Yeah,
I hope
if you feel like it.
Yeah, if you want to.
If I feel like, I mean, one thing at a time, but I would very much like to get to that place at some point. And I mean, and I should note that, like Backrooms, I would consider more of like I would call it a horror project, but at the same time, there's definitely going to be elements, if everything goes well and I get to do more than just the movie, which is the hope, no, without turning it into like a massive sprawling thing, more of like, a techno thriller that takes place in the 90s with horror elements built on a supernatural foundation. So
you already sold me.
I love it. You should have made the Doom movie.
Yeah,
that would have been fucking cool if you fucking did it.
But everyone would have fought you. Don't damn him with IP.
No, yeah, you're right.
I've thought about it for a long time, and like if
you were going to remake one movie, what would you remake?
Oh, I wouldn't want to remake anything. But if they've been talking about doing a Half-Life movie, I think would be possible, but Half-Life and Portal, hard to touch. Those are probably like my two most like Valve properties are very dear to me since I was my whole life, really, especially Portal. Very hard to touch. I've never really grasped how there's ways to do it, but like I don't know, that's something I don't even know what I'm trying to say here, but like when we're talking about video game adaptations, that's like
the grail. That's the holy grail.
I would hate to at least not be in the room for that in some capacity. Like that'd be a dream.
Put it out there.
I'll put it out there.
That shit comes back.
Someone might hear that. Yeah, play that soundbite 50 years from now.
Seriously. Man, Kane, thank you so much for being here. What do you want people to check out first? Do you want them to check out the new stuff first?
I think, I have a new series called People Still Live Here. It's quite strange, and I would give it a look. I'm not going to bother explaining it because it just kind of appeared on my hard drive, and all I'm doing is uploading the videos. I can't commentate on it beyond that. I would also recommend, I've already talked at length about the Backrooms and The Oldest View. I would really recommend, because again, this is my favorite piece of work I've done so far, The Oldest View parts 1 through 4. There's a playlist on my channel. I organize everything pretty neatly. But whatever, you can just kind of poke around and see what looks interesting. Everything's on my YouTube channel, Kane Pixels. That's really the only social media platform I'm on meaningfully. I have other stuff just to hold my name, but really everything I do is going to end up on YouTube. So if you guys are interested, please feel free to check that out.
Check it out.
Nice.
It's very frightening. It's not supposed to be, but it is.
So it is meant to be frightening.
Well, you did a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here, dog. This was
Thank
great.
you.
We cannot wait to see the movie. When the movie comes out, let's please come back. 'Cause
Yeah.
we could
No,
do this
absolutely. I
again.
totally will. I totally will.
Invite us
It's
to
been
the
great chatting with you
premiere. We
guys.
want to be there.
Be there.
I'll figure
We'll
out.
just
Yeah,
stand
I
in
got to
the
figure
back.
out the logistics of that. Like that's another thing. I have no.
You'll cross those bridges.
Yeah.
I got to cross those bridges.
Yeah,
You will.
Just dress cool and have a good time. That's
Yep.
it, man. You've already once you're at the premiere, that's you officially get to relax for
And
half
hands
a
up.
second.
Make sure hands up.
Oh yeah, don't put the
Don't touch anybody.
Yeah, don't touch any of it. But
All
then
right,
he
hands
knows.
up.
Oh, that wasn't the plan.
That's advice for us.
Yes.
He knows.
Hands up.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Thank you so much for being here, Kane.
Yes, and thank you.
Thanks
for,
so much for having me, guys.
Yeah, man, and thanks for not talking to us like we were fucking horrible because we are. And thank you.
No, what?
It happens. I don't know. I don't want to surprise you, but we rub people wrong sometimes.
No, you guys were lovely.
Another
No, seriously.
fooled one.
Hell yeah, man.
Dude, thank you so much, man.